Hey, good day, people. Thanks again for tuning in. This week's special, we're going to be going over my Lightroom process, editing in Lightroom with an emphasis on color grading. So let's get started. Very first thing, once you open up the library, what I like to do is rank the pictures that catch my attention. I'll usually give it a 1 star for those that initially catch my attention, and then I'll start working on that. Then once I'm in the develop mode, there's 2 presets in Adobe that I actually like to work with. It's the enhanced portrait feature, which as you can see over here, it gives it a natural but also flawless look. And depending on the picture, I'll toggle between 100 and maybe 75. The other preset that I do like, as you can see, is the lift shadows. I am a huge fan of the lift shadows curve preset within Adobe. As you can see, it kind of just gives it a little bit more natural vintage look to it. And again, I usually slide that between 75 and 100, as you can see. Now, once that happens, I usually start with a basic section, that right column, and I'm always starting with the exposure first. And what you just saw is pretty much a repetitive process for me with the sliding bar of any type of setting. If I'm unsure about something, I will slide the bar to the extremes and then work my way back to the middle until I'm satisfied with the setting. So you'll see me doing that a lot. So with that being said, for that basic section, I usually toggle back and forth between the exposure, the blacks, and everything in between. And then also, once I play around with the color, as you'll see later on, I can usually go back to the basic setting as well, just to see. Now, right now, what I'm doing is for the highlights in her hair, primarily on the top of her head and then on the haystack. Very, very bright. I'm just trying to see what we can do as far as getting a little bit of that white out. Okay, and another thing too that really helps me with my editing process is going back and forth between the split screen and the fill screen. Just to see, just to compare the original photo with the one that I'm currently working on. Another thing too that really helps, and you'll see me do it a lot within this video, is zooming in and zooming out. A lot of times if I have the picture at 100%, it's really easy to kind of just have all the colors, everything blur into one. If you step away and zoom out, then you can see the overall picture a little bit better, a little bit more easily. Okay, so as far as dehazing, if you're going to dehaze or if you're going to pop some contrast, a lot of times that's going to also saturate the colors. And from what I've seen, you're saturating the skin as well, and usually the skin will come up to be a little bit more orange than normal. So what I like to do to balance this out is I'll go into the HSL color curve and desaturate the orange itself. Okay, so right now, in order to get that balance, because a lot of the contrast, a lot of the haze or the dehaze is going to create more orange tones from what I've seen. So what I'm now doing is under the HSL color section, I'm desaturating the orange without making it seem like she's pale. Now again, I love the vibrance. I love color, but I don't want her to look orange. So you're seeing me kind of playing around with that, just trying to pop as much color as possible without it making it, without her skin looking burnt orange. As for the yellow, what I'm trying to balance is the yellow in her hair, specifically the silhouette, the outlining of her hair, because I do like that yellow cast. But at the same time, I don't want the yellow from the haystack, specifically the section on the right, to overpower and distract. Now, the tone curve can be a wonderful tool, but I do use it very, very sparingly. So I'm just going to correct, or I guess I should say polish the blue. And that's it. Just a little minor tweaks. As far as the color grading section, this is where I tend to have a lot of fun, and I can really dig myself into a really deep rabbit hole with this. And this is usually when I have to step away and zoom in, zoom out, just to see the overall effect. Also, within this section, color theory comes into play. If you know, or if you're very familiar with color theory, then this is going to come in handy when you're color grading using this section. Lots of times I'll start with the highlights within the color grading tool, and then I'll go right into the shadows, and then probably midtones. But a lot of times now, recently, I find myself doing an analogous color scheme where if the highlights are, let's say, within the green, then the shadows, I like it when the shadows are kind of like the next door neighbor, the color sections adjacent to the highlights, if that makes sense, rather than complete opposites. And this is what you're seeing here. So again, with the highlights, I originally had the highlights around the green section. Now with the shadows, it looks like right next to the green, a little bit to the blue is what I'm looking for. So that would be an analogous color scheme. So as you can see, that split screen comparison between before and after makes a huge difference with the color grading. What do you guys think so far? Drop me a line, comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you like what you see so far. Now for the highlights, for the vignetting, I do like the vignetting, but I tend not to go too much. A lot of times you won't see me go beyond -20. -20 for me is a lot, to tell you the truth. And I'm a huge fan of grain, so I love grain. Roughness 20, size 25, amount between 20 and 25. Now, the last thing that I'm doing is the calibration. Again, there's a lot of green in the background, so I'm trying to even that out. Now, one last step in order to save you guys some time. If you have a lot of frames, so, different photos, but the same frames, the same lighting and whatnot, it really, really helps me to copy the settings of the photo that I just edited and transfer and paste those settings onto another frame that was taken in the same place, same time. That has helped me edit and post-process my work very, very fast. And as you can see, I'm merging the previous settings with the new photo, the new frame. And I'm just making small minor tweaks from there. But again, for consistency, the color grading is going to be the same. We're just modifying the exposure and the shadows just a little bit for this photo. And one last thing that I'm doing here is just adding a linear gradient because, again, I want her face to pop. I don't want anything else really to stand out. So, again, the brightest thing in the photo is going to be the first thing that catches people's attention. So guys, how did you like it? That's pretty much my little workflow for Lightroom and for editing my photos. Again, if you like what you see, then please, I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. I usually do videos about every single week, so I definitely appreciate your support. Until next time, take care.